G-force have a distortion too, or is
yeah, the G-force has a distortion, but that's not a very
no.
good distortion. Yeah, like there's no like multi-effects box that has a rat built in, you know. And again, I have, and also there's a lot of different tones you can get with a rat. I mean, it's just got 3 knobs, but between the 3 you can get tremendously varied tones. Yeah, you have basically that's the drive, that's the filter, and that's the output level. So you can like really crank it up and get really like sustained leads, you know, a fuzzy kind of sound.
Cool.
Or leave it back and leave it with much more of a raw, edgy sound, or anywhere in between.
It took you, how long do you think it took you to figure out to get to that sound?
It took at least 10 years. I mean, probably 15 actually, which I'm not to say that's just how long it took me, you know.
Right.
I mean, I've kind of hit upon this sound about 5 years ago.
Okay.
But you know, I've had amps over the years, and I'll just I keep the keepers and I get rid of the ones that I don't like, you know.
Yeah.
And so these are both ones that are just, you know, actually were, you know, this one was $175 somewhere.
Oh, cool. That's not bad.
In New York, I bought it, and then that one was like, you know, $200 from a friend.
Huh.
So it isn't really about the
it's not super expensive.
The dollar amounts you pay necessarily, but I just picked it for the sound. So yeah,
which makes it even more. It gives it even more value because it's unique to you. And
yeah, it's kind of creating your own instrument, basically.
Oh, totally. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's kind of sound design.
Right. It's a tweaky engineering kind of perspective. Yeah. And it, like, so for me, it's a really different thing than using a modeling pedal or something like that.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
A lot of people, you know, the opposite approach is like, I'm just going to have my pod and plug it direct into the PA, you know.
Yeah, and I've seen that.
A lot of people do that, you know. I mean, but instead of having to cart all this stuff around, which is what I do, you know. And so this is this is where there's a couple bands that practice here. That's an old Yamaha electric piano.
Oh, okay.
And then yeah, we have a lot of, like, some drum kits that are kind of disassembled right now. A lot of drum kits around in-house.
You can see the layers of dust on this. It's great.
Yeah.
It's been around for a while.
Well, I mean, the main thing obviously is the timbales. I always call it the hybrid or the Cuban drum kit. And you know, traditionally, the timbales are played just by themselves, but with the modern Cuban music, they basically play the entire kit with the timbales kind of being the central focus of it. Yeah, for the most part. And I mean, most every contemporary Cuban drum kit player or timbale player plays some sort of configuration like this.
Okay.
In fact, most of them play like double kick and all that. It's,
really?
It's quite amazing. Those guys, they've taken it to another level. So basically, yeah. So I'll be doing a lot of the traditional patterns and stuff here, and then augmenting it with the toms and the kick drum. The kick drum is normally the conga player would be playing something called a cajon, which is just basically a wooden box, and that's where they do a lot of the accents that I would do on my kick drum.
Okay.
But you know, in the modern context, you just use the kick drum to do those accents. And then, you know, with the Cuban music, a lot of it is very much, once you understand it, it's very similar, or it can very easily be married to styles like funk.
Okay, Afro beat is like a hybrid of that, isn't it? Or?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Afrobeat is it's like funk going back to West Africa, whereas with the Cuban, the timba style, it's like funk going to Cuba, but Cuba's from West Africa, so it's very similar. But yeah, it's easy to do sort of funk accents, and that's of course depending on how traditional you want it to sound or how modern you want it to sound.
Okay.